Hey guys, it's Davey here, and it's currently day 26. Hopefully, you guys had an amazing day. Hopefully, you guys were better than yesterday. And yeah, I guess all I want to say today is I have good news and bad news for you guys, right? So let's start with the good news because you always want to start the day off with good stuff, right? So the good news is I managed to book three meetings. That's all via cold calling. And today I did about 120 dials. And out of the 120 dials, that took me about 3.5 hours. And I know you're saying that is a crazy a lot of time to only dial 120 people, but hear me out, guys. I'm dialing my mobile number. I'm checking if they're open. This all takes time, but I guess it took so long also because I kind of was uh, talking to myself after each call. After each rejection, I kind of was talking to myself to kind of, I guess, role play how I could have made that situation turn out better. But other than that, I also am trying this new, I guess, data sourcing strategy. So instead of just, calling and then mark them as pickup or not pickup, I am making the detail more specific for, say, like, is it the gatekeeper who picked up? Is it the, decision maker who picked up? Like, I'm actually making these extra columns in my spreadsheet. And by doing that, obviously, if I do go back and update my CRM afterwards, I'll have a more clear, I guess, data to go off. And so, I mean, based on today's 120 calls, 60 picked up, which is, an all-time high for me. And out of the 60s, we had 30 who are decision makers. So basically, if we're talking about my booking ratio today, it was 1 out of 10 people, which is pretty good in my opinion. It's pretty good. Definitely much better than how I first started off, that's for sure. Well, but at the end of the day, if they show up or not, I can't tell you guys. But all I can say is that I managed to, book them on to the next meeting. So I guess that's the thing I gotta, pat myself on the back for. It's just really improving that, booking rate. And I guess how I'm doing it is also, starting to, push back on their logic. Starting to push back on why they're not interested in stuff. Just these little pushbacks. Made me more brave to do it, and it also gave me this courage to push back. And when you start pushing back, guys, the game on cold calling just gets much fun, because it's no longer a rejection. It's more like, okay, how can I turn this into a win? Instead of just taking a no as a no, it's just, yeah, so much interesting. So if you guys haven't started doing this, implement this. It's just start asking why. Start from asking why, and then just hear them say a little bit more words or info, or they just hang up on you. No matter the case, guys, when they say no, they're gonna end the call anyway. So always get more info. No matter if they swear or whatever, just ask why. And then when you ask why later down the track, when you build that habit to, start pushing back on your prospects, when you start building that habit, you can then improve that habit by actually, objection handling, right? Which is something I could work on because obviously today there was a lot of opportunities where I got hit with objections which I cannot answer, or I answer them based on what the prospect want me to answer. So in other words, they took the control of the call. So at that point, I pretty much lost from my experience, at least. Maybe further on the track, I could turn that back, but currently I'm not up to that level yet. But I do hope to reach that level. So I guess that's the good news. So out of every 10 call, I got one meeting today. That's the good news. The bad news, and I guess this is the bit that hurts me today. You know what I mean? But I'm glad I done this after my cold calling, right? So after my cold calling, I closed up my client, which I closed yesterday. I say close because they agreed to do business with me. But obviously, I said, look, I'll send the contract over, and then we'll book a call tomorrow for onboarding, right? And being pretty late, then I hopped up the call without booking another meeting, and I called them today. I said, oh, hey, have you went through the paperwork here? And then are you ready to book another call for onboarding so I can get your information right to do the business? And they were like, we don't want to do contracts. I was like, okay, what do you mean? And they were saying like how, going about their trouble, saying, look, we don't like contracts because, we had bad experience with contracts and stuff. So I said, okay, that's fair enough. how about we just don't do the contract? How about we just, move forward and actually get you the service first, and then, when you actually start, want to paying us, then we can do the contract. Because really, what I was offering this client, which is actually, in my opinion, a very good offer, right? I'm really just okay. So here's the thing. Obviously, I'm trying to sell them leads. I'm trying to sell them booked appointments, but the problem they told me was they needed more employees. Obviously, you can't get more clients without more employees. So I said to them, look, it's all right. We will get you the employees for free. Basically, we're doing your service. Obviously, I didn't mention that in the start. I didn't just say I'm doing this for free. I try to sell them on a service. Right? I try to do that on a monthly basis. But because I don't know how to price that service, I could have been overpriced or I could have been underpriced. $300 a month for recruitment. I'm not sure that's a lot. If you guys do know, let me know. But anyways, that's not the case, right? I offered the service for free anyways because I said, look, let's fast track this. We get you the employees and then we jump on the main service that we deliver, which is appointment books, right? And on the call, they seem to understand and they seem to like the idea and they seem to want us to help them. But it just didn't seem like the case in the call I did today. They just didn't seem like they trust me. I mean, they said they don't trust me. And that's fine. Like, would I trust myself? If I knew myself, I would trust myself. If I didn't know myself, I probably wouldn't trust myself. All right. So there's no good reason enough that I gave them to trust me. I guess the offer alone would have been a good reason, right? There's nothing they could lose. But it just it didn't seem like it was it for them. So the conclusion of that call was they'll review the contract, and give me a call, or I give them a call next week. And at this point, they could just be stalling it. At this point, I'm not sure if it's even worth it. Well, actually, it is worth it, right? Because we're putting all this much effort. We can't just stop here with a maybe. We got to get a no or a yes. Because they say they really want my help, but at the same time, they don't want me to help them. You know what I mean? It's a weird one. So what I came to conclude now is that they're just a window shopper. I could be totally wrong. I mean, they're insecure. They don't want to. They don't want to trust me. I get that. That's something I could have fulfilled, and I could have build that trust, but I didn't. But like I said, the offer was really, to me, a win-win for them. So I didn't know why they did not move forward. So I guess that's the bad news. I was so excited yesterday with closing that deal, but that just ended so soon today. And I guess that's the thing too, guys. You shouldn't put your hopes up too much. You shouldn't really, be too hyped up, until you get that check, until you start taking control of their Facebook ad account, whatever. You shouldn't be so hyped up. Or in my case, you should be happy that you went through the process, that you went through the experience. I am happy that I done my first demo call. I'm happy that I had that experience. So I guess what happened in the end, I'm not really too fussed about it. I'm not too bugged. But obviously, it would have been nice for me to actually start, helping them out and then start actually getting them some employees, because truly I do want to help them. I truly wanted to see them to succeed, and I just want to be happy about myself that I actually did something for them. But I guess that's not the case. But obviously, do not beat yourself down for this, guys. If you guys had a fail today, if you guys had a bad meeting, or you guys had a bad chat with your relationship, whatever that may be, don't beat yourself down for it. Be happy that you were better than the person you were yesterday. If that's the case. If you're not, start being better now, guys, because life is too short and you're only young once. That doesn't mean go to the party or go to the clubs and then start, doing things you regret afterwards. Still have fun, but talking about life in general, guys, it's short, so you gotta live it good. All right. So, but that is my Tuesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.